Gee, this is a spam one. We have a system that will make you more sales. Would you like to know more? Maybe. Alright, what's up? I'm gonna do a Q&A. I thought this would be a good idea to do during the quarantine. Pass some time, throw this on in the morning or maybe during your morning cardio or something. But just thought I'd make it fun. I got a good array of questions, so we'll just kind of go through it and make it fun. All right, so first question is, do you offer online client training? Yes, that's an easy one, bunting to start. All right, what kind of clients do I train in person? Any and all, I would say. I would say generally the people that come to me, they're people that work 9-to-5 job and like 9 to 5 p.m., someone needing to come after or before work, and any problems or any things associated with that. So I'd say that's my average client. I would say 20 to 50 years old. I do have a couple elderly clients as well. Next question. How important is nutrition when weight training? Super important. It's, I would say the biggest part of the pie. You can't out-train a bad diet is a true statement. It's a little corny, it gets said a lot, but it is true. So depending on whatever your goals are, it's really important to have a good and sound nutrition helping you progress towards whatever your goals are. All right, this is a good one. What would I be doing if I wasn't a personal trainer? So I guess if you didn't know, I graduated with a degree in financial economics, it's called. And I worked about a year at Cardinal Health. That did not obviously pan out for the best, and that's kind of how I led down this path. I started personal training part-time while I was working there, and then I was fired, started personal training a little more, getting clients, and that's kind of how I got into personal training. But I would say if I wasn't personal training, at one point in time in school, when I was, I would say, a freshman, I was considering transferring to Ohio State. I live in Columbus, for like horticulture or something, like landscaping, architectural landscaping. I landscaped a lot in high school and a little bit into college, and I really enjoyed it. So maybe something like that. Here's a good one. How do you wake up at 4 a.m. every morning? Not right now. I get up at like 6 right now. Why don't you work out later? Benefits of early. I get asked this a lot, I guess. I work out with like a bunch of other dudes, I'd say about 20 other guys. And, if they worked out at 5 p.m., I would make a way to make that time happen. That's kind of my answer for that. It's just when we all get together, and that's kind of our time and our thing. And I'd say the one other big thing that's been highlighting, I live right next to a fire station. The other thing that's highlighting why I really enjoy training early is because no one else can bother me or like hit me up at 4 a.m. We all have things going on throughout the day, and that's cool, but no one's like hit me up at 4 a.m. to like, hey, what's going on? So that's the other thing I've like been missing out. But it's really most importantly about the group and who's there. I got a lot of spam questions too on Instagram. All right, here's a good one. Advice for college students saving money. I would say the biggest thing is the biggest overall lesson I learned is just trying to minimize your costs as much as possible. At the end of the day, you can make a ton of money, but if you are, have a big house, expensive car, all that stuff, that's really not, a good way to save money. So if you can figure out a way, especially young, if you're single or like live by yourself to whatever degree, just minimize your costs as much as possible, and think about it that way. Favorite max effort supplements? I would say amino acids or pre-workout. Creatine I always take too. I did a photo on that the other week. All right, how does my diet conditioning change with cutting for a show? I don't change it up too much. I definitely I'll start lunging. I like doing sprints too. Jump roping is one of my favorites. Biking, there's probably forms of cardio I really enjoy. I really like to swim. I lifeguarded a lot growing up too. So, when I can, I'll try to do that as well. But mostly lunging. So obviously my output goes up. I'll continue to hit weights and all that in the morning with everyone. And then, somewhere later in the day, I'll add in some type of conditioning, usually lunges or, sprints, run, something like that, jump rope, swimming. All right. let's see here. How do you help your clients stay motivated? Big thing I always say to my clients is like, use me as a resource outside of the gym. It goes beyond the hour or however long we're working out, or the online calls, Zooms and phone calls for online clients and stuff like that. It goes beyond that. So if I can be a resource in any degree, and I just try to be some type of support system, because at the end of the day, changing your fitness and your lifestyle it's a tough thing. So the best thing I can do is help them through a safe and effective workout, but also be someone there to, support them while, they're really trying to change their lifestyle habits. So who or what do you attribute a majority of your fitness knowledge, books, people, etc.? I work out at Old School with Corey Gregory, and he's like been the biggest mentor to me in my life, and I'm forever grateful for him. And I've been following his workouts probably, I think I started in like 8th or 9th grade, like on Twitter, and just, at the end of the day, the biggest thing people ask me what I've learned from Corey is just like consistency is the best thing you can do. Just show up every day. But books, Starting Strength, Mark Ripito is a great first book. Very, very easy to read and understand, and it's just like simple compound or barbell movements. It's very, very simple, easy to understand. Like, that's the first one I recommend for a lot of people. Podcasts are a great place to start. My biggest thing for people is just like, get out there, maybe find someone locally that knows what they're doing, try to follow them, depending on how or what degree you want to do it to. If you really want to make it a career or a really big passion, I would find someone who knows what they're doing and try to train with them and start there. That's what I did, and it's been the best thing for me. So, all right, would you take a fat burner before lunges while on creatine? At the end of the day, I don't try to rely too much on supplements. I have taken a fat burner before. Fat burners tend to have like a little more caffeine in them too. That helps suppress appetite. While on creatine, I don't see an issue with that. That'd be fine, I guess. Oh, this is a good one. How do I help your clients identify realistic goals? Once again, it's about, there's unfortunately a lot of bias out, that, you can lose like 30 pounds, 30 days. And, at the end of the day, it's about creating good habits and something you can continue with, and not like any crash diets or anything like that. So, at the end of the day, I try to get people not to focus necessarily on a number, but more or less, look in the mirror. All right, this is how I feel. This is like, changing for me. Are my clothes fitting differently? Things like this. But the number will follow too, and we try building confidence. But realistically, I try to say, hey, it's going to take a little bit of time. We're going to continue with these goals, and we will reach them. We'll have certain, objectives we're hitting monthly, and we go from there. All right, last question. Oh, this is local beer. I got this from the butcher down the street. It's, I guess, from Lancaster, so south of Columbus. Jacob Pontius, shout out. It's actually really good. It's like a Blue Moon. So last one, any nutrition supplement tips? Basically, at the end of the day, I would say I live on the first floor. That sounded bad. With supplements, they're supplement your diet, okay? So if you're missing somewhere, that's what they're there for. But if you can try to get everything through Whole Foods, that's what I would suggest. That's the most important thing, Don't try to rely on any supplements, but they are there for good things. If you educate yourself, you'll be able to implement them and have success. So that's it. I appreciate you following along. I would love to do another one of these. Let me know, like, share. But yeah, all right. Happy Saturday.